Hello again, race fans. We're here in the pit area at KC Raceway with the driver of car number 51, and it's none other than Jared Hall out of Sikeston, Missouri. Jared, you've had some real good finishes here recently.
Yeah, since Eldora, the last time we was Eldora, we found some setups that's working real good, and we've just been real consistent ever since then.
Jared, you were off for maybe 3 or 4 years. All of a sudden you come back. Who put this deal together, and what kind of incentive did you have to do this?
Well, we was running some local tracks, and we was running All-Stars and Outlaws anytime they was close with my own deal. And last year, about, well, I guess it was around July, Guy Webb and Bud Webb, they come to me wanting to put a team together, and we got together, and it just went great ever since then.
Okay, and this is going to continue this way if the success keeps there. I mean, you got plenty of motors, plenty of cars, you got plenty of supplies, so everything's going real good.
Yeah, everything's going great. They give us all the equipment we need to go fast, and my father-in-law, he's working as a crew chief, and we're getting along real good. Everything's going great, so if everything keeps on going like this, we're going to have a heck of a time.
Okay, you mentioned some of your sponsors there. Trailer Sales is actually where you worked.
Yeah, Heartland Trailer Sales, that's my mom's company. She owns it. That's where I work through the winter, and lucky enough, she lets me off to go racing through the summer. So, yeah, we got the dark room out of Peoria, Illinois, and McCrary Tires helps us out a lot, Westmar Racing Engines. Everybody that comes together to get this team out here, we really do appreciate it.
Jared, this track hasn't been one of your best tracks. What do you plan to do this evening a little different? Try to get that car up front.
Well, like I said, in the last few races, we've learned a lot, so I'm looking forward to coming back out here tonight. That's what I was telling the guys that are with us. You know, we've never had much luck here, but I feel real good about tonight, and hopefully we'll get us a nice peel and go out there and put a good lap in.
Jared, good luck this evening.
Thank you very much.
Hello again, race fans. We're here in the pit area at KC Raceway with Kelly Kzer, and Kelly had a pretty good run here last time he was here. He got a third-place finish, not knowing that it was a 30-lap race when it actually, Kelly, you thought it was a 40-lap race.
Yeah, I just evidently didn't pay attention, but I was thinking I guess in years past we used to run 40 or Freedom 40. I don't know, I got confused anyhow, but it's 30, and I'll make sure to make that down tonight.
Okay, and as I understand it, last night you came from 13th to the front.
Well, you know, I definitely take them, you know, but we started pretty good in the back in the pack, but had the old car going and brung home a checkered. Okay,
now what can we do a little bit different here tonight compared to what we done the last appearance we had here?
Well, usually when I can go good here on the bottom is usually when the top's bad. You know, Kenny and Dean and Joey and Frankie and them guys can run that top good. If it's a good night for the top, it's tough to run the bottom against them. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Okay, you've been out to look at the track yet, have you? I noticed he was out putting some water on it. And like I go back to the time that you were here before, I think basically the same thing was done, but it looks like it's going to dry out a little bit quicker tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot drier track tonight. And, you know, and I've seen cars sometimes when it gets like that be fast right in the middle of the track. So, you know, it's one of them nights, who knows what's going to happen.
Is there any chance that you could move up? You're going to find out where it's at, but you're not going to try to go as early, are you?
Well, you know, you really, if I'm struggling, you know, trying to do what I usually do here, I'll have to move to the middle or top. You never know, you know. But the very first race I ever won here at KC was on the top. But ever since, you know, I got tired of following them and nobody run the bottom, so I just go to the bottom and get out of the way.
You know, you beat me to it, but that's what I was going to recall, that the first time you did win here, and you've won quite a few races here, you get right down to it, but only one of them was on top.
Yeah, that's right. As one of the Speed Week races, been a few years back, but, you know, I don't know. We just kind of run the top and won that one, and ever since, you know, I think everybody runs up there, but it's, you know, usually the fastest way here, though.
Kelly Kzer, the driver of 4K, and watch out for him this evening.
Thank you very much.
Run. Hey, see my nose? You get like your natural. I run a rock all the time.
Number 6 will be our first qualifier. Kenny Jacobs out of Holmesville, Ohio, has won the last feature here when the All-Stars were here. Also, he is the track record holder at 11.175. Let's see if he can beat 11.175. 11.507. 11.507. 11.499. 11.499 will be the official time for Kenny Jacobs in car number 6 from Holmesville, Ohio. Running a good pattern. That motor sounds good. Jim Neer. 11.951. 11.951 for Jim Neer's first lap. $11.794. Billy come along with Mike Bowling as a teammate. They've been having a lot of problems with Billy's car, so Mike there to help out. 13.363. 13.363, the first lap for Billy Gerald. A little bit quicker, 13.124 appearance ever here at KC Raceway. It's an Eagle chassis, a Gertie racing engine. The car is owned by Randy Furr. Brad Furr, Dublin, California. $11.721. 11.721, his very first lap here at KC Raceway qualifying. And got into that wall. 11.839, 11.839, but 11.721 will be the official time for Brad Furr in car number 2 from Dublin, California. Kelly Kzer out of Bloomington, Indiana in car number 4K, and Kelly came in third the last time the All-Stars were here, thinking it was a 40-lap race instead of a 30. Kzer Timber, the owner, it's a Stealth chassis and a Gertie racing engine. Kelly Kzer qualifies high but runs the race on the bottom of the racetrack. $12.022, the first lap for Kelly Kzer. $11.830. The J&J chassis, a Dowker racing engine. This is a guy that's got 2 16-year-old kids working on his crew. Alvin Ropke. $12.285, the first lap for Alvin Ropke. $12.093. Mark Imler. Like Mark's got a Davy Brown racing engine. Take that back. Maybe that's a Don Ott racing engine. He switches around a little bit on me. 13.098. 13.098, the first lap for Mark Imler. $12.968, a Ford-powered race car. Bob Hampshire, the owner of the car. It's a Maxim chassis and a Hampshire racing engine. Greg Wilson. $12.228. The first lap for Greg Wilson. (12.095). (12.954). 12.954. The first lap for Ed Neumeister. (12.759). It's a Stealth chassis and a Gurney racing engine. Austin Reed. (12.520). 12.520. The first lap for Boston Reed. (12.331). 12.331. The second lap for Boston Reed. Mark Keegan. Steinbrick family owners. J&J chassis and a Kzer racing engine. Mark Keegan. (12.000). 12.000. The first lap for Mark Keegan. 11.784. Frankie Kzer out of Fremont, Ohio in car number 23S, a four-time All-Star champion. Frankie Kzer. It's a Stan Shaw-owned car. J&J chassis and a Kzer racing engine. Frankie Kzer. (11.785). 11.785. The first lap for Frankie Kzer. 11.723. 11.723. The Maxim chassis and a Kzer racing engine. Byron Reed. (11.833). 11.833. The first lap for Byron Reed. A little quicker. 11.633. Jared Hall currently third in points with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. 12.532. 12.532. The first lap for Jared Hall. (12.385). (13.014). 13.014. Joey Saldana out of Brownsburg, Indiana in car number 17. Joey Saldana. Steve Mox, the owner of the car. To Stealth chassis and a Fisher racing engine. Second generation driver, Joey Saldana. (11.649). 11.649. The first lap for Joey Saldana. 11:603. 11:603, the official time for Joey Saldana in car number 17 from Brownsburg, Indiana. John Wisman out of Fremont, Ohio in car number 16. John Wisman. John has a Kistler racing engine. His son is the crew chief on the car, John Wisman. (12:536). 12:536, the first lap for John Wisman. Charlie Fisher. Charlie, a former track champion here at this speedway. Had the top qualifying lap for quite some time. (12:297), the first lap for Charlie Fisher. (12:146). Casey Kane. Like I mentioned, the Maxim chassis and a Donat racing engine. (11:957). 11:957, the first lap for Casey Kane. (11:749). (11:587). 11:587, the first lap for Chad Kemenoff. (11:749), the second lap. 11:749. Mike Bowling. (12:771). 12:771, the first lap for Mike Bowling. James Fisher. I think James was just a little late getting on with the season. Probably got a couple of races under his belt. James Fisher. (12:642). 12:642, the first lap for James Fisher. He finished second the last time the All-Stars were here. Dean Jacobs. (11:679). 11:679, the first lap for Dean Jacobs. (11:723). Jonathan out of the 99 and now into the family-owned 4J once again. Jonathan Stevens. Jonathan currently 13th with the All-Star Circuit of Champions with points. 12:226. 12:226, the first lap for Jonathan Stevens. 12-145. In the U2 out of Oroville, California, Paul McMahon. Warren Johnson, the owner of the car. It's a Stealth chassis and a Gurney racing engine. Paul McMahon. Eleven eight three four, the first lap for Paul McMahon. A little quicker, 11.471, the fastest qualifier here this evening, Paul McMahon. Currently sixth in points with the All-Stars, Brian Ellenberger. Brian hails from Butler, Pennsylvania. Twelve two four five. The first time for Brian Ellenberger. $12.097 to Stealth chassis and a Gurney racing engine, Hut Horton. $13.085, the first lap for Hud Horton. $12.890. Craig McGuire. Craig is currently fifth in points here at KC Raceway. 12.791. 12.791, the first lap for Craig McGuire. $12.386. To Gambler chassis. Gambler chassis and a bowling racing engine in that car number 2B of Jeff Barnhart. $12.800. First lap for Jeff Barnhart. Fred Boso. $13.634, the first lap for Fred Boso. A little quicker, 13.522. Out of West Jefferson, Ohio, Keith Crabtree. To Stealth chassis and a Williams racing engine, Keith Crabtree. $12.872, the first lap for Keith Crabtree. $12.623. That's a Maxim chassis and a Kistler racing engine, Scott Miller. $12.875. 12:875, the first lap for Scott Miller. Brian Ellenberger in 20 on that front row. Yeah, that should have been backed off a little bit. This. Yeah. About right now. Ron Myers and Brian Ellenberger about ready to put the hammer down. Yeah, I thought it'd be about right. It didn't back it off. Yeah, just over running together. White line's down. We're racing action. The green is out. Ron Myers in that one got out there early. Myers in one. Near in 0-0 now, trying to get around Myers, and Near takes the lead now in 0-0. Ron Myers in that car number 1, and then it's Paul McMahon in Oroville, California. Tony Broughton in 22 lost the front end on that race car, so Tony Broughton in deep trouble there. We're going to need a wrecker, I'm sure, for Tony Broughton's car number 22 up here in turn 1. Broken front end on Tony Broughton's car number 22, and notice that Randy Fink's car number 41 beginning to smoke as well. He can go to the tail real quick. So Jim Neer in 0-0 about ready to do the job here with our first heat, the United Express line first heat. Takes a lot of patience, doesn't it, to come off of there and not put the hammer down quick. And there we got him going. So Jim Neer in 0-0, Ron Myers in the 1, Brian Ellenberger at 20, but look at Paul McMahon in the U2. Come on in there. Paul McMahon in the U2, and we've got a caution for Byron Reed in car number 5. Byron Reed out of Monclova, Ohio.
I'll tell you what, a couple of guys there really doing a great job of driving, threading the needle there, and Byron Reed had backed it up toward the wall.
8 laps, the top 5 will advance through our feature event. Looks good. They'll tighten up the field just a little bit, and then you can feel that thunder come off of that turn 4. We'll put the hammer down right here in front of you. And there it is. We got him going. Ron Myers trying to hold on to that number 2 spot, but Paul McMahon gets it right back in the U2. So it's Jim Neer, Paul McMahon, Ron Myers, Brian Ellenberger, Brad Burr, and Keith Crabtree. And we got one off of the racetrack over in turn 4. Could have been Billy Gerald. No, it wasn't Billy Gerald. There's Billy Gerald in that car number 22. Keith Crabtree in car number 6C. Keith Crabtree went off of the racetrack. He's the reason for the caution. Keith thought maybe the colors was going to help his change, and certainly he's investigated this year both ends of 3 and 4. He has been off over in 3, now off over in 4. Got to hug him up tight. We'll see if McMahon's going to try to take him in the bottom of 1 down here. I knew that was going to come back. Kind of a start there. You start at the cone, and we were starting in turn 4. So we're going back and do it another time. I think they've warned the leader now that he did pick it up a little bit early. And we've got it going that time. That is right. Jim Neer, a good start once again in that 0-0. And look at Brad Burr come up through there. Brad Burr in that car number 2 is up to 3rd already. So Jim Neer in 0-0. Paul McMahon in the U2. Brad Burr in 2. Byron Reed in 5. Ron Myers in 1. White flag lap now for Jim Neer in 0-0. Paul McMahon in the U2. Brad Burr in 2. Byron Reed in 5. Ron Myers in 1. Okay, race fans, let's hear it for Jim Neer, the winner of the United Express Line first heat. There he is, Jim Neer in 00. 16-year-old front row.
Yeah, that's something that you gotta take note of this, folks, because we got two 16-year-old stars right there on the front row, and believe me, they're gonna be dandies. Already good driving.
And not only that, like I mentioned, we've even got crew people back there, 16 years old, doing fantastic work. The field is set, looks good. The white line's down in turn 4. We're just about ready to get the hammer down with our second heat, the Southwest Express Line second heat. Byron Reed out early in that car number 9. Jonathan Stevens trying to go to the bottom there, get around Boston Reed, but Reed in 9. Jonathan Stevens in the 4J. Kelly Kzer in 4K. Moving in front of Frankie Kzer. Frankie Kzer trying to get Kelly Kzer back, and he does. Frankie Kzer goes into the number 3 spot. Boston Reed, Jonathan Stevens, Frankie Kzer, Kelly Kzer. Boston Reed continues to lead it. Jonathan Stevens, Frankie Kzer. Kenny Jacobs on the move now as he goes into the 4th spot. Kenny Jacobs now goes into the 3rd spot in that car number 6. Kenny Jacobs real strong, moving up through the field in this heat race. Boston Reed in car number 9 continues to lead it down the backstretch. Jonathan Stevens in 4J holds on to 2nd, but Kenny Jacobs now goes into the number 2 spot. Jonathan Stevens got it squirrely there, and looked like Rodney Duncan. Okay, Rodney's getting out of the car, and that's good. Rodney Duncan. They're going to put the car up and see what kind of damage that Rodney has, and hopefully he can get that car back out here this evening. It doesn't look all that bad. I know Rodney's going to be a little bit disgusted, but let's hear it, race fans, for Rodney Duncan. And Rodney's got the kind of crew that'll get back out here.
Looks like we also have some suspension.
This time around, we're going green at the cone. Boston Reed, Kenny Jacobs, Frankie Kzer, Kelly Kzer. And we've got the hammer down and we're gone. Boston Reed with a good restart that time. Got a little bit of distance between him and 2nd place Kenny Jacobs. Boston Reed down the front stretch in 9, continues to lead it. Jacobs in 6, Frankie Kzer in 23, Kelly Kzer in 4K. White flag lap now for Boston Reed as he straightens the wall. Kenny Jacobs in 6, Frankie Kzer in 23, Kelly Kzer in 4K. And it looks like Kenny Jacobs is taking over the lead now. Kenny Jacobs takes over and wins the heat race. Boston Reed is 2nd, Frankie Kzer is 3rd, Kelly Kzer is 4th.
What a great move by Kenny Jacobs.
Kenny Jacobs out of Holmesville, Ohio in car number 6, your winner. Race fans, let's hear it for Kenny Jacobs. And he's giving Boston Reed a little bit of congratulations there for challenging. Boston Reed was 2nd in that car number 9. Then it was Frankie Kzer in 23, Kelly Kzer in 4K. Jarrett Hall in 51, Charlie Fisher in 99. With our 3rd Southwest Class heat. And we're about to get it underway. Looks good. Charlie Fisher in the lead in that car number 99, then Jared Hall in 51, and Casey Kane beginning to move up now. Casey Kane goes into the number 2 spot. So Charlie Fisher going to have a tough contender. Casey Kane now moves on the inside of Fisher. Fisher and Kane battling it out. Fisher holds on to the lead in 99. Kane is running second in 23. Then it's Jared Hall in that car number 51. Charlie Fisher down the front stretch in 99, continues to lead it. Kane in 23, Hall in 51, Kevin Hall in 15, Ropke in 99. Dean Jacobs having a rough time. He's back in that 6th position in that car number 8. Charlie Fisher in 99 still holding off the challenges of Casey Kane. Kane in 23 still holds on to the number 2 spot. Now he makes a move on Fisher. Casey Kane in 23 goes into the lead. Fisher in 99, Hall in 51, Kevin Hall in 15, Jacobs in 8. And it looks like Casey Kane gets into the wall in that car number 23. Casey Kane got into the wall up here at turn number 4, lost it. That will take the lead back to Charlie Fisher in car number 99. Here, and he was quite a talent. Wanted to mention something about the lightness in these cars. These cars are getting down to 1,100 pounds. I remember not too long ago I told you about 1,150, something like that. But now they're coming down to 1,100 pounds. A lot of the drivers even going on diets now, trying to make that car lighter and faster. It's unbelievable. We're just about ready to get back at it with 5 laps completed. Charlie Fisher put the hammer down. And it looks like Chad Kemenall was ready in that car number 15. Jared Hall was not in car number 51. Dean Jacobs back to that 4th spot in car number 8. Charlie Fisher in 99, Kevin Hall in 15. Hall in 51, Dean Jacobs in 8. Charlie Fisher now in that car number 99 with a stretch of big lead, comes around from a white flag lap. Kevin Hall second. Jared Hall in 51 is third. Dean Jacobs is 4th in car number 8. Charlie Fisher about to be challenged, but Charlie Fisher, Chad Kemenall, Dean Jacobs, Jared Hall, and Alvin Ropke. Charlie Fisher in 99, Chad Kemenall in 15, Dean Jacobs in 8, Jared Hall in 51, Alvin Ropke in 99 will advance. Okay, race fans, as he comes down the front stretch, let's give Charlie Fisher a big welcome back. There he is, Charlie Fisher, your winner of the heat. He still got it, hadn't he, race fans? Craig McGuire in 4MC, and Chuck Waddell in 22 on that front row. Then it's Greg Wilson in 63, Mark Keegan in 92. That's the blue and orange 92. Then it's the 92S of Danny Smith, the American flag 92. 17 is Joey Saldana. 18, Brian Carlson. 2B, Jeff Barnhart. 40, Mark Imler, and 7, Fred Boso. Looks good. They tighten it up. They're ready to put the hammer down, and we did. We've got them gone. McGuire in 4 got out there. Had a little bit of skirmish back there, but Greg Wilson in that 63 has gotten into the lead. Then it's McGuire in 4, Keegan in 92. Saldana in 17, Smith in 92. Greg Wilson in 63 with a pretty good lead now. Over second place, Frank McGuire in 4. Saldana is third in that car number 17. Mark Keegan is 4th in car number 92. And Danny Smith on the move in the white 92. There's your leader, Greg Wilson. Greg McGuire running second, Joey Saldana, Mark Keegan, and Danny Smith. Greg Wilson about to be challenged by Craig McGuire and Joey Saldana. Greg Wilson in 63, your leader. Craig McGuire running second in the 4. Joey Saldana in 17, running third. Tried to make a move on McGuire for second, but couldn't do it. Running fourth is that car number 92 of Mark Keegan. Fifth is Danny Smith in car number 92. Good solid lead by Greg Wilson in 63. McGuire in 4, Saldana in 17. Keegan in 92, Smith in the white 92. A white flag lap comes out for Greg Wilson in 63. McGuire in 4. Saldana in 17, Keegan in 92, Smith in the white 92. Greg Wilson gets into some slow traffic, but he continues on and wins it. Greg Wilson, Craig McGuire, Joey Saldana, Mark Keegan, and Danny Smith. Greg Wilson in the Ford-powered 63. Okay, race fans. When Greg comes around, let's give him a big round of applause. Worked hard for that one. Greg Wilson. There he is in car number 63, Greg Wilson. Four laps, then we'll have a little drawing out here to see what we're going to do, lining up the feature event, the inversion. And we're about ready to go at it. Saldana in 17, got out there early. Kavanaugh in 15, trying to get down on the inside of Kavanaugh. Saldana in 17 is your leader, Kavanaugh in 15. A lot of sliding going on here. Paul McMahon tried to slide job Chad Kavanaugh in that number 2 spot, but Kavanaugh still holds on to the number 2 spot while Joey Saldana in 17 continues to lead it. Saldana in the turn number 1 is your leader, and we've got one off of the racetrack. Dean Jacobson, car number 8, is off over in turn number 4. The caution is out for Dean Jacobson, car number 8. Joey Saldana, that car number 17, had a pretty strong lead there. Then it was Kavanaugh in 15, Paul McMahon in the U2. Little breather there. The cone is out on the front stretch, and they can't accelerate till they get to this cone, of course. But Joey Saldana, good at this. He's going. Kavanaugh trying to make a move early. Couldn't quite do it. Kavanaugh now about to be challenged by Paul McMahon in that U2. White flag comes out for Joey Saldana, Chad Kavanaugh, Paul McMahon, and Kenny Jacobs. Joey Saldana out of Brownsburg, Indiana, comes around with that checkered flag. Chad Kavanaugh, Paul McMahon, Kenny Jacobs, Byron Reed, and Dean Jacobs. Commercial truck and trailer dash. Joey Saldana, the winner. Okay, let's hear it for Joey Saldana. Way to go, Joey. Good job. Joey Saldana, the winner of the commercial truck and trailer dash, and certainly he's probably thinking, well, I wish this was the feature presentation winner. Okay, and we're showing the green. The next time around, we're going to wave it at him. Like we mentioned a little bit earlier, only 4 will advance to our feature event here this evening. Jonathan Stevens in 4J and Casey Kane in car number 23K. Now on the front row due to Rodney Duncan's scratch in that car number 22. Looks good. We've got the green out. Jonathan Stevens in the 4J got out there early. Casey Kane running in the number 2 spot. Casey Kane in 23K. Ron Myers in 1. And it looks like Jonathan Stevens about got it sideways another time. Jonathan Stevens got some damage to that race car. So it looks like Jonathan Stevens in the 4J going to be out of this event. And looks like Lonnie Dart's got some wing problems with the L5. Wing mount must have broke loose there. Myers in 1. About ready to put the hammer down here at the cone. And James got him gone. John Wisman in at 16, running in the 3rd spot. Kane in 23. Myers in 1. Wisman in 16. Broughton in 22. Fisher in 48. KC Kane in 23, Ron Myers in 1, Wisman in 16, Broughton in 22, Fisher in 48, Newmeister in 11 in. KC Kane really moving into turn number 3, getting into heavy lap traffic now. Situation might change a little bit, might have to slow down KC Kane just a little bit. Ron Myers still holds on to the number 2 spot. John Wisman is 3rd. Tony Broughton is 4th. Ed Newmeister is 5th. Heavy traffic for your leader, KC Kane in 23. Trying to get around the back markers, had to back it off another time. Really slowing down, and Ron Myers having a problem getting through traffic as well. Kane down on the bottom of the racetrack now, trying to get by 3 cars. Kane in 23 weaving his way. Myers in 1 also trying to weave his way through. And Myers finally got through, but still got 3 more, and Kane is out in the open in car number 23 as he comes down the front stretch. Kane in 23 continues to lead it. Myers in 1 having a problem getting through the lap traffic now. Myers in 1 still holds on to 2nd, and now he's got a clear track going out after the leader, KC Kane. Kane in 23 into turn number 1 is your leader. Myers in 1 is running 2nd. Wisman in 16. KC Kane into turn number 1 in car number 23. Myers in 1. Wisman in 16. Newmeister in 11 in. A white flag comes out now for KC Kane in car number 23. Ron Myers in 1. John Wisman in 16. Ed Newmeister in 11 in. KC Kane, Ron Myers, John Wisman, Ed Newmeister. Unofficially, I have KC Kane in 23, Ron Myers in 1, John Wisman in 16, and Ed Newmeister in 11 in. Okay, KC Kane, let's hear it for KC Kane, race fans. Way to go, KC. Good job of driving. KC Kane, the winner of the United Express Line B. Okay, let's hear it, fans. Come on, let's go for it. You can get them up higher than that. They will run their hearts out for you. They're waving back at you. The All-Star Circuit of Champions. Dressed like a bunch of professionals they are, and you turned them on. Way to go. Dean Jacobs in that car number 8 on the front row, along with Byron Reed in that car number 5. Then it's Joey Saldana in 17, Kavanaugh in 15, Jacobs in 6, McMahon in the U2 as we're about ready to get underway. And there it is, we got them going. Laps. Dean Jacobs gets out early in that car number 8 with a 15, Saldana in 17, Byron Reed in 5. Still your leader, Dean Jacobs, Chad Kavanaugh, Joey Saldana, Byron Reed, Danny Smith, and Kenny Jacobs. Gonna get into lap traffic real quick as Dean Jacobs. Then Chad Kavanaugh in 15, Saldana in 17, Reed in 5, Kenny Jacobs in 6, Danny Smith in 92. Heavy traffic coming up as Dean Jacobs gets into the last car, and now he's lapping some of the back markers. Slid a little bit high over in 2. Now he's getting into the heavy part in turn 3. Dean Jacobs weaving his way through traffic to that car number 8. Now he has to back it down a little bit for one of the back markers. Kavanaugh in 15, Joey Saldana in 17, Byron Reed in 5. Still, that's the way it is. Dean Jacobs doing a real fine job of weaving his way through heavy traffic. Now he's trying to get around Ed Newmeister in that car number 11 in high side. Passed about 4 cars there and done a good job. Dean Jacobs in car number 8. Saldana in car number 17 has moved into that number 2 spot now. Kavanaugh back to 3rd and 15. Reed in 5. Jacobs in car number 8, and turn number 1 is your leader. Saldana in 17, Kavanaugh in 15. Heavy traffic all around the racetrack. Almost got a spin over there, but they hold on. Jacobs continues to lead us. Dean Jacobs, that is. Saldana continues to run in that number 2 spot in that car number 17. Dean Jacobs into turn number 4 while Saldana is in turn number 3. Kavanaugh runs in the 3rd spot behind Saldana. Kavanaugh in 15. Dean Jacobs down the front stretch in 8 continues to lead it. Saldana in 17 in heavy lap traffic. Kavanaugh in 15. Kenny Jacobs in 6. Kenny Jacobs now trying to weave his way and going to the front in that car number 6. Dean Jacobs in 8. Saldana in 17, Kavanaugh in 15, Kenny Jacobs in 6. Dean Jacobs into turn number 1, car number 8 is your leader. Saldana in 17 is 2nd, Kavanaugh in 15, Kenny Jacobs in 6. Kenny Jacobs has just now moved into the 3rd spot in car number 6. Kavanaugh back to 4th now in car number 15. Then it's Byron Reed at 5. Dean Jacobs in 8. Saldana in 17. Kenny Jacobs in 6. Kavanaugh in 15. Jacobs with about a half a track lead now in that car number 8 over 2nd place Saldana in car number 17. Then it's Kenny Jacobs in 6, Kavanaugh in 15. Dean Jacobs now got a couple lap cars there trying to get around. He goes to the bottom of the racetrack over in turn 2. And we almost had one go off of the backstretch, but everything is still in the go motion. Dean Jacobs down the front stretch in car number 8 is your leader. Kenny Jacobs in 6th now goes into the number 2 spot. Saldana back to 3rd now in car number 17. Dean Jacobs in that car number 8 and turn number 1 continues to lead this one. Then it's Kenny Jacobs in 6, Saldana in 17, Kavanaugh in 15. Jacobs in 6, Chaldana in 17. A lot of lockdown on this racetrack now. 24 laps have been completed with Dean Jacobs still in command in car number 8. Kenny Jacobs in 6, running in the number 2 spot. Chaldana is 3rd in that car number 17. Then it's Kemenall in 15. Jacobs, there he is into turn number 1 into heavy traffic once again. Down the backstretch. In car number 8 continues to lead it. Kenny Jacobs in 6 is second. Then it's Chaldana in 17, Kemenall in 15. Still your leader and doing a good job of weaving through traffic now. Tires beginning to lay down a little bit of rubber. Could be a problem here before this feature event is over, but Jacobs seems to have it under control. And then it's Kenny Jacobs running second in car number 6. Chaldana in 17, Kemenall in 15. Jacobs gets a little bit high and almost lost it. Dean Jacobs almost lost it over in 3 and 4 in that car number 8. But he held on. He had a good recovery there and still continues to lead this one. Kenny Jacobs now trying to weave his way through traffic, still trying to catch up with brother Dean. Dean has a straightaway lead on Kenny now. Dean Jacobs in the turn number 1 and at car number 8 still leads it. Kenny Jacobs in 6. Chaldana in 17, Kemenall in 15. Jacobs in 8. Dean Jacobs continues to lead it in that car number 8. Kenny Jacobs in 6. Joey Chaldana in 17. Chad Kemenall in 15. Lap now for Dean Jacobs in car number 8. Kenny Jacobs in 6. Chaldana in 17. Kemenall in 15. Dean Jacobs.
Certainly this is not a duplication of what we had before. You remember when you talked to me before, you said, I microphone bad again. But you said that you'd rather finish second.
But I'm never ready yet. Which you get it right, but I'll leave somebody.